longest tenured player in the current Toronto Maple Leafs hockey team was drafted 204th overall back in 1996. Tomas Kaberle is now a four-time All-Star, and by any statistical measure, he's one of the finest defensemen to ever play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. In our continuing series, Every Nation is Leafs Nation, we learn Tomas' story. He's played for the Czech national team over 60 times, winning a bronze medal at the 2006 Olympics. And hockey for him, in the words of Mary J. Blige, has always been a family affair.
From the Isle of Vancouver to the Labrador Sea, one nation glorious and free, where I'm free to be me.
What was it like as far as coming from a hockey family? Obviously your dad played, your brother played. Was it something that you just always felt you were going to be a member of hockey one day?
Probably. You know, I played soccer, tennis, and hockey as growing up, and I had to make a decision probably when I was 6, 7, or 8 years old, whether I'm going to stick with it. And hockey was probably the best sport. I liked it the best anyways. You know, I would go to practice, and after practices I would go with the kids, play on the streets right after. Just have some bite to eat and go at it again. And it was fun, and it still is fun. You know, it's great when something is a hobby and a job for the same time and you get paid for that. So it's amazing, and you know, I would never choose anything else.
We've got some video of your dad playing. What's it been like for you when you go back and you see? Did your dad give you any advice growing up, as far as, or does he even give you advice now as far as the puck handling skills you have? Anything does he offer that?
He always give me some advice. You know, obviously when I was a little kid, he gave me way more than now. He used to be coach at the same time, and now he knows we get well coached over here. And at the same time, he watches most of the games, even if he's not here. He watches on computer, on TV, and you know, he knows when I play well, when I don't play well, and you know, when he feels like to tell me something, he'll tell me every time. It doesn't matter if I'm 5 years old or 30 years old.
Longest tenured Maple Leaf. It's a great history here. The fans are so passionate. Of course, Toronto's such a great multicultural city. You've got Czech fans, you've got fans from all over the world. What's it like knowing that there's all cultures supporting one hockey team?
Yeah, that's great. You know, you get the Leafs TV, and you know, not too many teams have that. And you know, you get support everywhere you go. You go into states, Florida, Tampa, everywhere you see the fans. And you know, it's nice to see that. You know, they shake your hand. You get to sign their jerseys and stuff. And great fans here, great organization, and you know, a lot of history in here. So it's great town to play for, and you know, hopefully I got a few years to go.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
This is Canada's team.
Off the ice, Tomas enjoys spending time with family and watching some movies, including the classic Seven and also his favorite comedy, Old School. Speaking of Old School, Tomas says he has a good, healthy rivalry with his brother František, who used to play in the National Hockey League and now plays overseas in Europe. Tomas says whenever he would play his brother, they'd have some bets on the side, although they wouldn't disclose to me what they were or who won. For Every Nation is Leafs Nation, I'm Adnan Burke.